They made me what I am. Permission to come aboard?
Hello everyone and welcome back to another movie review of Aquaman. Today I am joined here with Devin, and we actually got to see the movie a week early. We saw it this past Saturday. We had
shout out to Amazon Prime.
Yes. Shout out to Amazon Prime for hooking us up with that. I actually didn't know about it myself. Devin's the one who came across it, as he does with literally pretty much any deal like ever.
Gotta sniff it out.
It's like a hound dog over there. But yeah, so we saw the movie this past Saturday. You know, I was very excited. It was free. We didn't have to pay anything extra from our AMC A-list movie pass. It's a great deal, by the way. Pretty much if you see 2 movies a month.
Or even just one IMAX movie, it pays for itself.
Yeah. I still got to do the IMAX. Yeah. One day I will, because it's all included, right?
Yep.
But yeah, so we saw Aquaman. Jason Momoa, great actor. Played Khal Drogo in Game of Thrones, and he was also in, oh my gosh, what was it? I think it was Stargate. I'm not too familiar with that franchise. I had a friend way back in high school who loved that, and I remember seeing him on there. Jason Momoa's been in a few other things. We had Willem Dafoe as well in this movie, but this movie, the trailer was great. It was fantastic. It was engaging, and all this action, and just it wowed us. It was amazing, and it was spectacular.
Yeah, I was very excited after the first 2 trailers. I was like, all right, this movie looks pretty good.
And 15 minutes in, you know, I was like, okay, you know, they do a little backstory, and then
that was when I started to feel it. like 10 minutes in, I was like,
yeah, like after like that 10-15 minute mark, I was like, what is this? Like, where's the trailer that I saw like 2 months ago? And yeah, so we're both watching the movie, and actually I get a text from Devin saying how boring the movie was, and I felt so relieved. And I was like, "Oh, thank God, I'm not the only one who feels this way." So,
all right, now before we get too deep into the hate for this, before you yell at us in the comments or whatever, there's people that like this movie and are gonna enjoy it. I understand that. It just wasn't for us.
But no, I was kidding. That's just my take on it. I'm sorry.
we just didn't really enjoy it, but.
Yeah, I mean, like, okay, we'll start with the non-spoiler section first, talk about the pros, and then we'll talk about the cons in the spoiler section.
Yeah.
So, I follow one of my favorite YouTubers, YouTube groups called Nerd Soup. They went to go see the movie as well, and one of the guys pretty much said he had his little pros and cons, and this is kind of what I agree with. I'll just go with the pros really quick. He said, review, he says, the pros, the underwater scenes look great, which I totally agree with. Great action sequences. I was like, yep, okay, yeah, that's pretty interesting and very accurate. And then and he said great concepts. I was like, yeah, the concept of the movie was very well made, and that's about it. I mean, like, I like Jason Momoa, but like,
yeah, Jason Momoa is definitely a pro for me. He was really good. He like embodied the character very well. Definitely some Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson vibes coming off.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he had more of that Hawaii, like the Hawaiian version of Aquaman.
But when you see him, you think, oh, that's Aquaman. Like, he definitely.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Perfect fit.
Aquaman's just been he's been ridiculed and made fun of for so long, and it's like they're like, how can we make Aquaman cool? How can we make him engaging? It was kind of, I feel like it might not have been the same process as they did with Thor, because with Thor, it was more of, okay, this guy's super OP. He's basically like the Superman version of, in the Marvel universe. How do we humanize him.
Yeah.
And
And
obviously, Aquaman
this movie started
is.
off. Yeah.
Yeah.
The movie started off by humanizing him.
Right. But with Aquaman, it's like not that many people. I mean, people know about him, but he's like, oh yeah, he's like that one like waterbender superhero, right? But I'm like, okay, number one, waterbenders are like way 10 times cooler. But I don't know too much about Aquaman's backstory because I never really read DC Comics. But it was just, I don't know, man. It was I don't have too much good things to say about this movie. It's just, I mean, forgot who his supporting role is. She was really hot, like very attractive.
Amber Heard.
Yeah, very, very, very attractive. Very
Not,
beautiful woman.
The acting was not doing it for me at all with her.
I was just losing my mind. Like I was taken out of this movie, and I was honestly I was waiting for it to be over. And I was like, okay, you know, he's gonna challenge him, and like, oh, and then you know he loses, and oh, shocker, his mom's alive, and oh yeah, sorry, but guys, we're pretty much just gonna talk about spoilers from here on out. So we're about what 7 minutes in, but it's okay. I don't know, man. Like, what were your initial thoughts? Like, I mean, just throughout the movie, I guess. Let's just start there.
I just kept getting annoyed throughout the whole movie. Like so many eye rolls, just so many cheesy, corny scenes and moments. Like there's definitely people out there that are gonna like that cheesiness and they're gonna enjoy it, but it's just not for me how corny it was. And I did not like Manta at all.
I didn't like Manta either because, like, okay, I did think it was a bit of a dick move of Aquaman to leave his father
I don't think that was a dick move. He's a pirate who killed people.
That
like,
is true. That is true.
Like they're trying to make you relate to these bad guys and make them human, but they're pirates who are murdering people. I don't want to feel bad for them, and I don't.
Yeah, that is true. And I was like, oh man, I'm like, oh, he's just gonna leave him there. I'm like, all right, well, bye. And then Manta was kind of like,
and that's just his whole backstory. His whole backstory is that him and his dad were pirates killing people. Yeah. And Aquaman stopped them, and now he just wants to kill Aquaman.
He's like, I want Aquaman. Yeah.
That's not good character development at all. Like, you can't relate to that character. You don't want to root for that character. And he's not even, like,
he wasn't even remotely just, like, likable in general. I don't know who that actor was. I mean, sometimes you get to the point where, you know, you have these really great actors, but they're put in these awkward roles and dialogue situations, and it's like, well, you can only do so much with it. Robin Hood being a great example of that. By the way, the new Robin Hood, don't go see that movie.
I would say he's the worst villain ever in a movie if Steppenwolf didn't exist.
Oh my gosh, Steppenwolf. Okay, but like honestly, I think I enjoy the Justice League a little bit more than this.
I don't know. It's close.
Like, I think it's just maybe like 1% more enjoyable. Because, yeah, no, it was... What is DC
It's just like
doing?
It's just like none of the jokes landed with me. I didn't even think about laughing. There were like a couple laughs in my theater, but overall, no one was really...
A few chuckles, but they definitely forced the comedy in this. Like, oh, hey, like, it's a superhero movie.
And a lot of the jokes... A lot of the jokes, the punchline was just him swearing. Like, I hate when movies do that. Like, oh, he said shit. Funny.
Right.
Like,
it's like, I don't give a fuck about your opinion.
Yeah. Oh, he said a bad word.
But yeah. So even Nerd Soup, they had said that the cons, awkward dialogue, which is very true.
Yeah.
The scene transitions, no chemistry with the cast, comedy missed often.
I hated the scene transitions.
Oh yeah, it was pretty paced weirdly. I was like, oh, we're back
I think
here.
it was about 5 times that they used an explosion as a scene transition, and I hate that. It's so cheap. It's so cheap. Like, effective. Oh, explosion, a scene's changing now to something else.
Right. And we're really sorry if we're ripping this movie apart. We just didn't enjoy it. Like, at all. I mean, definitely, you know, if you want to go see this movie, to all of our listeners out there, by all means, go see it, form your own opinions, These are our opinions, and that's pretty much it for trying to defend this movie. But like even with his mom, they're like, "Oh, your mother sacrificed her life so that you could live here," and then we're like, "Oh, shocker, the mom's alive," and it's like you would think the mom being alive would change everything, and I guess it kind of did, but not really. And then he gets like the golden trident, and even though he's a bastard.
Volko was fine. William Dafoe's character, he was fine, kind of like the mentor.
Yeah, well,
but he had to be a secret mentor, which was weird.
Yeah, that was the weird part, because like even when they're showing Aquaman, training throughout his life, I thought all that was going to happen during the beginning, but it didn't. It kind of just
flashbacks. And then King Orm, he was okay. Patrick Wilson did pretty good.
Yeah,
but not great. Not memorable.
Right. I can't remember. Did they have any mention of like anything happening like for the Justice League or just any other like?
No, I don't think they mentioned anything outside of that world.
Okay, because I know this movie is supposed to happen after the events of Justice League. I thought it happened before because
I think Aquaman might have mentioned something about fighting with Justice League or something, but I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, the cast was fine overall. It's just this is pretty much kind of sort of like a Lion King story, not really, but it was just another dethroning. Oh, I have a brother, and we're fighting for the throne. It's family squabbles all over again, pretty much for any type of royalty or kingdom in general, whether it be Game of Thrones or insert generic medieval time like over whatever here, but. Yeah, sorry, we didn't. This one wasn't really planned as much as our Spider-Man video. We're kind of just on a rant here because I didn't care too much to write notes about this movie in general. I didn't think it deserved it overall.
I will say, you mentioned before that the underwater action scenes are really good. I'll agree with that.
Yeah, absolutely. They look phenomenal. I was like, wow, like they really went all out for that. Like,
yeah, those look really good, but then when it gets above water, it doesn't really look that good to me.
Yeah, it's like I mean, obviously it was shot with a different camera, but it just like the tone didn't fit.
And I feel like the camera was moving around like a little way too much in the action scenes. Like you just kind of got dizzying.
It was almost like we were watching two different movies in a way. Because I mean, think about with like Infinity War, like everything fits in like no matter if they were on Earth or nowhere or on Titan. Or it's anywhere else. It was like it wasn't like like the scene shot down in Wakanda looked better than the scene shot out in space or vice versa. So it felt like with this movie that it was definitely just I felt like I was watching two separate movies. But yeah, those underwater scenes were fantastic. I was like, ooh, this looks fun. Like I want to be a member of Atlantis. Overall. But
you like how towards the end he has to fight that Terramorphous from Borderlands type thing.
God, what was that, dude? I was like,
and then he's just like, hey, I can talk to you, and she's like, oh, okay, here you go.
Yeah, like what was that?
They didn't even end up fighting.
Yeah, like I thought he actually had to go through some kind of trial and tribulation.
Nope.
But I guess
just has to talk to her.
I guess if you want to be technical, he went through that trial during, his ass whooping with his brother, but that was a totally separate thing. But yeah, he like just went up to her, just put his hands out, and he's like, "Use the Force," and she's like, "You can understand me." And he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Can no one else in Atlantis do this? Like, is he the only one?"
DC just loves these weird plot devices that are just so corny and makes it so easy for them to skip to the next thing. Like when in Batman vs Superman, when the Martha made them forgive each other.
Why did you say that name? This is my
Like, it's
mom's
just
name,
like-
dude. Chill.
It's like, why do you make it so easy for these conflicts to resolve? Like, it's not interesting.
It was over like that, man. It was crazy. But yeah, that Terramorpha thing.
It was basically Terramorphous.
She's like, no one's been able to understand me. Okay, you can go through. I was like, what?
Yeah. That easy.
I'm like, so no fight, no nothing. Okay.
His mom's been fighting that thing for like 100 years now and been failing every
all
time.
he had to do is fucking talk to the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I speak parcel tongue. I'm a Slytherin. It was just, they never really explained that, like why he can only talk to fish. And he's not even full lantern. He's half human. So it's like, what? It's like, was it some kind of special properties? Like, I don't know. But yeah, and he grabs a Triton and boom, he becomes king of the seven seas. Yeah, that was pretty much it. And oh yeah, the post-credit scene, worst.
So lame.
So
fucking lame. Oh, Manta. You remember him? Yeah, he's still
I want
here.
you to help me find Aquaman. End scene.
Like, and credit scene, you're supposed to show it's coming in the future, not what already is here.
Right. It was so dumb. I'm like, oh, Manta's gonna get his revenge. Oh, you better watch out. But the Asian guy, he was in Ant-Man and the Wasp. I don't know his name.
He's in a ton of random movies. Randall Park.
He's barfing a lot. I think I can handle it. You mean like a lot? I was like, that was a great scene in Ant-Man and the Wasp. He was always just like, I gotta figure out what that actor's name is.
And we don't. I'm sure it sounds like we're being like Marvel fanboys or whatever. Like, it's just we wanted to like this movie. Like,
We want
said,
DC to succeed because when there is
I like the trailer
competition-
coming into it, but
Oh, I did too. I mean, I'm still excited for Shazam. I hope that
yeah,
lives up
I'm
to
also
its
excited for
expectations.
Shazam. I'm hoping that movie does well, but it's just they're just not landing for us.
DC's like, all I hear is criticize. I'm like, well, stop rebooting everything. And like, it's like they start with Justice League, where they start with Man of Steel, and then they go to Justice League, and all these other random people. Batman.
And they're just not developing characters or building stories at all.
Right, like Marvel had a plan from day one of what they wanted to do, and it started fitting in together right after the first Avengers hit in like 2012, and you kind of just you go from there. You have a plan with this stuff. You don't just release a random Suicide Squad movie here and then Dawn of Justice or whatever over there, and then like Wonder Woman's story was really good. I liked it a lot. It was just the DC movies are far and few in between, but like I want them to succeed, like because we can get more superhero movies. Like not everything needs to be dark and gritty like Batman. For Batman movies, that works, but not for every DC hero. But I've heard...
that was the complaint. And then Justice League, they made it just like too corny. They went the complete opposite direction of the dark grittiness. They're like, oh, here we're gonna take nothing seriously.
Yeah, they definitely tried way too hard with that. I was like, DC, what are you doing? Like, I like that how they have like the DC streaming service. I think that's a very good move on them. I definitely think DC shines more when it comes to its animated movies and animated TV shows. I can't say I've only seen a handful of Marvel animated shows. I mean, I used to watch like the 90s Spider-Man show, the 90s X-Men, and a few others, X-Men Evolution or whatever it was called, and a few others from that. But those are the ones that I remember. But I know they've made a few more. But I don't know. It's just like we said, we want DC to do well. We want them to succeed so that we can have more superheroes to look up to, that we can show our kids when we're older and get married and whatnot. And be like, hey, like these are the heroes that I looked up to. And these are the movies that I watched, superhero movies that I watched when I was a kid, or that came out when I was in my since we're in our 20s. So it's like these are precious times, man. DC, just get your shit together, please.
If Sony can do it, you can do it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm looking forward to Shazam though. He's
Yeah,
like, hey, what's up? I'm a superhero.
definitely looks interesting.
He was like, it gets real Game of Thrones around here. He's like, it's like, dude, I'm just joking.
Yeah, the humor in that trailer already seems better than the Aquaman humor.
Oh, absolutely. I'm really hoping it's doing great. But remember, kids, to hype responsibly, whether it comes to movies or video games, especially video games. Because no Metroid at the Game Awards. Just want to throw that out there for all you people who just see something on a foreign website and freak the frick out, but it's okay. But yeah, anything else you want? Oh, actually, let's rate this. What would you rate this, Devin?
I'll give it a 5. It's not like unwatchable, but just not enjoyable.
I'm good at 4.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm giving it a 4 now. I'm just gonna keep going down.
Fuck it, 3.5. Well, yeah. I can't say I would buy this on Blu-ray. Like I said, I love Jason Momoa, but I don't know, man. Redheads. No, I was kidding. That was like the one. Actually, that wasn't even all that funny. Oh well, we'll see you guys next time. Let us know what you think of Aquaman. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Leave your comments in the section down below, and we will see you guys in the next one.
The war is coming to the surface, and I'm bringing the wrath of the 7 seas with me.